Hello and welcome back. My name is Cassie if you're new here. I've sold over $500,000 of t-shirts on Etsy to date in less than 2 years using print on demand. Print on demand has allowed me to quit my full-time job, and now I do Etsy and YouTube and Amazon full-time, and my goal with this channel is to help you do the same thing. One of my awesome subscribers, Michaela, requested that I do a video all about trademarks, so that's what this video is going to be, and this one is for you, Michaela. Before I start, please consider subscribing to my channel. I do make 2 longer videos like this every Tuesday and Friday, but I'm also right now releasing 1 video every single day on YouTube Shorts with a different niche idea every day as well. So make sure to subscribe if you're interested in any of that. And I actually did just get all 8 shirts that I ordered from Printify. I'm doing a full review. I ordered 8 different shirts from 8 different print providers on Printify to do a full review of all the different print providers for the 3001. Not quite all of them, but 8 is quite a lot. And so stay tuned this end of this week or next week if you want to see that Printify review, and make sure to subscribe. So to start with, to make sure you understand where we're coming from, what is a trademark? So as it's actually defined, a trademark is a symbol, word, or words legally registered or established by use as representing a company or product. So essentially, trademarks are to help protect businesses and their branding against other people from using it and confusing their customers. When you apply for a trademark, they ask for proof that you've sold shirts with that on there, that you have shirts with that as the logo in the back of the tag, that you have a store named that. So they ask for a lot of proof when applying for these trademarks. Some people do abuse this system and pretend that they have a business with a really common name just so no one else can sell t-shirts with that word on there, which is really frustrating. But as long as we just understand what's already trademarked, we can avoid having any issues with this. So I wanted to make this video to make sure that you know how to check for if something's trademarked, and if it is trademarked, if it's actually trademarked for shirts or not. So we're going to go over that, but make sure to stay until the end on what to do if something gets trademarked after you actually list it, since I'm going to go over a service that will actually let you know if they're trademarked, or ways that you can just kind of help protect yourself against trademark infringements if something does get trademarked after you list it. Quick disclaimer, I am not a lawyer, so make sure to speak with an actual trademark lawyer if you have any specific questions. So trademarks apply to what is actually on your shirt, but also what's in your title and your tags. So you need to be making sure to check for trademarks in all 3 of those places, and that's a really important thing that not a lot of new sellers know until it's too late. So make sure to be checking all of your SEO, all of your designs before you even start designing them, and even your tags. Even just the name of a celebrity can be counted against you as a trademark infringement. Some people, like political figures, actually fall within the public domain, but that's not true for everyone. So just make sure to do your homework and make sure things are safe before you risk your account. So I'm going to show you how to actually search to see if something's trademarked in the United States. If you sell internationally, you can also be responsible for checking trademarks in other countries. I have chosen to only sell in the US since that's where the biggest market is, and just to make it nice and simple on myself. But if you do sell internationally, you'll have to make sure to do your own homework on where to check trademarks for different countries to make sure you're not getting in trouble with a trademark somewhere else where it's not trademarked in the US. So just a heads up there. So to search for a trademark in the United States, I like to go right to the source and use the government's trademark website. So you'll type in TM for trademark, so tmsearch.uspto.gov, and that will bring you to this screen here. And then you'll go ahead and just click on this top one, the basic word mark search. Then I like to sort just by live, because things can be trademarked in the past and then eventually expire, and I don't want you to have to look through tons and tons of results. So go ahead and click the live button there, and then you're going to type in the term that you think might be trademarked. So for this specific example, I'm going to type in "be kind to your mind." I know one of the niche of the day videos I made was mental health shirts, and this is a really popular one that you'll see, so I wanted to do this example. So then you'll click submit query. So then you're going to see 3 results, and anytime it's exactly what you want to say, so all 3 of these say "be kind to your mind," you need to click on every single one. Whether there's 1 page or 7 pages, you have to click through them all until you find one that says it's actually trademarked for shirts. So the first thing to notice here is this first box, the serial number, shows that they applied. But the second box, this registration number, actually shows if they have a registered trademark. So these top 2, they are just applied for a trademark. This bottom one is actually applied and registered as a trademark. So these top 2 might not actually get approved. So I'm going to look at the one that's actually registered first. And you need to look at what this is actually registered for. So this particular "be kind to your mind" is registered for downloadable computer software, so that's not going to apply to us. Meditation and mindfulness services. So this one does not apply to us at all. So we'll go back. This second one here is for online retail store services featuring umbrellas, and if you go through this, you will eventually see it is for clothing, which is t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, socks. So someone applied on March 24th, 2021, which is a long time ago for this still to be pending, but trademarks can take 9, 12 months sometimes to get approved. So this one may go through, it may not, but personally I would not do this particular one, since if they do get approved, you don't get a notification automatically and you could get a trademark infringement. So anytime I see one like this where it's applied to be trademarked for a shirt, I just skip it. So then we're going to go back to the beginning and search a different example. And one important thing to note is that if you leave this website open for too long, it does time out. So sometimes you will have to refresh and come to it again. You can't just leave it open continuously. So this one I'm going to show you is another one in the mental health niche, and this is "going to therapy is cool." So again, I sorted by live, and this only one result comes up, but you do see here that "going to therapy is cool" is trademarked for hats, shirts, socks, sweatpants, sweatshirts, and so this one is not available. This one has been trademarked since 2020. So this is a perfect example of when you would not be able to put something on a shirt. One thing that you'll need to pay attention to at some point, and I'll show you another example of this, is the actual drawing code. So this one is a number 4 standard character mark. And so I'll show you what that actually means. You can Google these if you're ever not sure. So a standard character trademark is one where the trademark has words, letters, and/or numbers with no design element and no claim to any particular font, style, size, or color. So that means that this is trademarked in any font, in any color, on any t-shirt. So it's not just a specific logo, it's actually just those words in general on any single shirt. So really similar to, say, like a brand like Nike. They do their branding 100 million different ways. It doesn't always have to be just one exact version of their logo. That is trademarked for every kind of combination imaginable. You can't put the word Nike on a shirt, even if you use a totally different font. So that's what this number 4 standard character mark means for this one. So going back to the beginning again, my third example, I looked up the term "he is risen," since Easter is just around the corner if you're watching this in April. And if you look here, "he is risen" is actually pending to be trademarked, so that is applied. So if you go in here, it's fabric sold as an integral component of finished clothing items like shirts. So this one is a 4 standard character mark. So if this goes through, then we would not be able to use this on shirts. But I wanted to show you an example of what's right underneath it. This one here with the registration number, where is he? He is risen. So if you look at this one, the mark drawing code is actually a 3, design plus words, letters, and or numbers. So this one is actually only trademarked for the exact logo that you see here. So the person on the cross with where is he is risen underneath it. This is trademarked just for that exact combination. So it's not trademarked for if you used a different font with a different graphic. So you want to make sure that you're understanding what it's actually trademarked for, since that can be really important. For my fourth example, I wanted to show you a really broad term like the word bride, because sometimes there are tons and tons and tons of results. So if you type in the word bride, you get 392 records, and they only show 50 per page. So you need to make sure you actually go through every single one that just says the word bride, and then you need to go through the next list, the next list, and the next list, and so on, that you click on every single one that just says the word bride to see if it's trademarked. Now, just the word bride on a shirt is not trademarked, but one of them in here you will see the word bride is trademarked with an anchor next to it. So you can't copy someone's exact font with an anchor next to it that says bride. So that is actually trademarked. And so you want to make sure that you always look through all of the results to make sure that you understand if it's safe or not. The next thing I wanted to go into is how trademark infringements work. Some people think that if you put something that's trademarked on Etsy, that Etsy will take it down just like Amazon does, but they don't have any systems that do this. So if you get a trademark infringement, it's actually the person that holds the trademark that finds your listing and then reports you. And that's how you get reported for trademark infringements. So you want to make sure that you're thorough and that you're not using any celebrities, any song lyrics, any different brand names. That way they don't come after you and get you, because they do have legal teams that come through once or twice a year for most big businesses like Disney, and they go ahead and report a lot of people all at once. So you will see a lot of shops getting away with a lot of different trademark infringements for a long time, but I have seen shops that have been open 3-7 years that eventually get closed. So don't get tempted by these trademark infringements. The last thing I wanted to go over is how to avoid getting trademark infringements if something gets trademarked after you actually list it. So the first way is to avoid using any of the cutesy sayings in your title or your tags. So let's say you go ahead and make a shirt that says happy camper. That's a cute, fun phrase for camping. Well, unfortunately, that eventually got trademarked. But what if you had listed that before it was trademarked? So what I'd recommend doing in the future is if you make a shirt that says something kind of a cute saying, don't put it in your title or your tags. Just do basic SEO. So for that example, you do camping sweatshirt, cute camping shirts, funny camping shirts, but you wouldn't actually say happy camper in the title or the tags, just in case it eventually gets trademarked. Then you don't get immediately found if someone is looking for people using that term after they trademark it. The second way to avoid getting trademark infringements is to make sure to check past designs for trademarks. And you can decide what this looks like for yourself, but it is a manual process. So if something hasn't sold and it renews every 4 months, that could be a good time to check for trademarks. Or for your best sellers, maybe check once per month or every couple of months, but find a system that makes sense for you and just double check some of those bigger sayings that you're using, and try not to use too many of those, like I said, cutesy sayings in your SEO, just in case those random terms get trademarked. The third way that you can avoid getting trademark infringements on items that you've already listed and weren't trademarked when you listed them is using systems like Merch Informer. So Merch Informer is a niche research tool that a lot of Amazon sellers use. This is actually one of the bigger ones out there, and a lot of people love it. It has a system where you can actually check for trademarks. So you enter terms into this system and it checks them once per day, every single day. And if anything ever gets trademarked, they send you an email. That way you know that it's trademarked before you get flagged for it. Now this service is $10 per month if you only want to be checking for 50 trademarks, or it is $60 per month if you wanted to check up to 8,000 trademarks. If you do decide to go with this service, it would be worth using it for the niche research and all of the other features it has as well, since it is a little bit more expensive, but it is a good tool if you're also selling on Amazon and great for checking your trademarks. The fourth way to avoid getting trademark infringements is to avoid things that you're not sure if they're safe. I get a lot of questions on if people can do parts of song lyrics, if they can include celebrities' names, if you can change one word in the trademark if it still counts. If you're ever thinking, is this safe? Can I use this? It's probably better to just not post it, because the long-term benefits of having your Etsy account really far outweigh the quick buck you can make from some of these easier niches, in my opinion. You have to really decide what your long-term goals are for your business, and if making 100 sales this month off of the new Taylor Swift song is really worth losing it or not. As always, thank you so much for watching all the way until the end of my video. Comment down below if you have any questions or if you liked this video. I am still replying to all of my comments, and I really appreciate everyone who has subscribed so far. But go ahead and subscribe now if you want more content like this, and we'll see you in the next one.